Hi, I'm Riley Moynes, author of The Four Phases of Retirement. When we're working on our retirement plans, we devote most of our attention, it seems, to the financial aspects. We want to be sure that our investments are properly aligned. We want to make sure our savings are in order and our RRSPs. And of course, we also devote time to the legal aspects and making certain that we've got our wills and powers of attorney in place. But it seems that we spend much less time and give much less consideration to the psychological challenges and changes that are almost certainly going to accompany retirement. Now, did you know that today 10,000 people in North America will retire? And that tomorrow 10,000 people in North America will retire, and the day after that? And that pattern is going to continue for the next 20 years. Folks, we're looking at a retirement landslide, a tsunami. Now, the Mayo Clinic, the world famous Mayo Clinic, has studied retirees, and they've discovered that there is a 40% likelihood that in retirement, people are going to experience elements of clinical depression. That's an astounding figure. But it's a topic that no one's discussing. And that's why I wrote The Four Phases of Retirement, to try to shine a bright, shiny light on the topic, to identify those changes and challenges that we're going to face psychologically when we retire. Now, let me tell you a story about how I got so interested in this topic. I'm lucky enough to spend some time in the winter in Florida, and I belong to a walking group there. And so 3 mornings a week, we meet at about 7 o'clock in the morning. Our primary purpose is to put 10,000 steps on our pedometers before we stop for coffee. And during our discussions or during our walks, we discuss various topics of interest, sports and books and movies and politics. But one day the topic that was identified for discussion was, what are the elements that make a successful retirement? So we kicked that one around for an hour or so, and we had our coffee and then moved on to the next topic the next day. But it was a topic that stayed with me because at the time I was really experiencing some difficulties in retirement. I thought I had a pretty good idea of what success looked like in business or in the professions. But truly, when it came to retirement, it was a much fuzzier kind of a thing for me. So I started by looking at the research that was available and found A, that there wasn't a whole lot that was available, and B, that the stuff that was there didn't kind of fit what I was looking for. So I decided that perhaps the direct approach was best, and so I identified and started to interview as many retirees as I could. I interviewed dozens and dozens of them, and I simply put the question to them: what, in your experience, are the elements that make up a successful retirement? Now, next time, I want to share with you what I discovered in those really interesting discussions. But in the meantime, I'd ask you to consider visiting our website, thefourphases.com. You can learn more about our book. You can see some of the reader reviews. And next time, I'll share with you the results of those discussions. So we'll see you then.